there we go. Okay, now he unburrows. It looks like the Protoss army just got too much. Yeah, we've got 7 roaches here still, but I don't think that's enough to take on all these Protoss units. There's just so many units here that he can just soak up all that damage across all of his zealots and not worry about those roaches too much. Looks like the expansion for Red has finished. He's just starting mining now. Averic's got his expansion up over here. He's only got a couple units there so far, and hasn't used the larva. There we go, okay. Spawning some more larvae there as well, hopefully getting his miners up a little bit quicker once that goes. And once again, these roaches are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not much going on. It looks like the Protoss player is warping in some robotics facilities. I'm not sure if we're going to see some Immortals, probably because of the roaches. Immortals are probably the best counter for roaches in the game right now, just because they do not take much damage from the roaches, but they deal a lot of damage to the roaches. I believe the overall damage was around 45 damage per shot from the Immortals, which you get 3 shots off on the roach and it's pretty much dead. So if you have a couple other units like Stalkers and Zealots mixed in, it's pretty easy to take down a full army of roaches. Protoss player getting more mining up here. They've got their entire base surrounded with pylons in every absolute corner, and I would assume that oh, here comes the roaches. They finally got the burrow mechanic unlocked, or I'm sorry, the move while burrowed mechanic unlocked. I can't remember the name of that upgrade, but it looks like he's going to try to come over here and pick off some workers. I don't think Red is aware of this. Yeah, he doesn't know because he doesn't have any observers out yet, and he does manage to take off a few workers before they get over there. Here comes Red's army, and I imagine Blue's just going to burrow again. Yep, Averic burrows immediately and just hightails it out of there, which is a smart tactic because, again, he knows he can't take on that Protoss army right now. It looks like Red's got a warp prism coming out and an observer, so those burrowed roaches are not going to have nearly as easy of a time harassing now because the Protoss player can see them while they're moving underground, and of course the roaches can't attack while they're underground. So that puts Averic in a bit of a tough spot right now with these roaches. Okay, and it looks like the Protoss player is finally starting to go for some warp gates. Warping in units is extremely useful for getting your units into the battlefield in a quick manner, because basically it takes 5 seconds, I believe, is what the time is from the time you click a warp in for the unit to actually physically warp in, and then you can see here there's a cooldown timer with how long it takes for you to be able to warp in units again from those warp gates. And you can warp in units anywhere within a pylon radius. So you can use a phase prism, you can use a pylon, whatever you want to use, and that will allow you to warp in units. Now it looks like Averic started to go for Mutalisk tech here. He's got about 8 Mutalisks, it looks like. 9 Mutalisks, excuse me. And he's going to try to go for some harassment. I'm not sure how effective this is going to be. Averic does have, or no, I'm sorry, not Averic. Minit does have some Stalkers and Sentries. So we do see a lot of anti-air coming from the Protoss player right now. And here comes a Colossus, actually. Averic is hitting in the back of his base now. He's going to take out this Stalker, it looks like. He got a few of the workers. Not a horribly successful attack, but Averic didn't lose any units, it doesn't look like. A few of them are damaged, but he didn't actually lose any. So a minor damage dealt and not much damage taken by him. And it looks like the Colossus is out. There's no more Colossus coming out right now. Colossi, whatever, however you say it. I don't know what the plural that would be. Oh, and these Mutalisks get rope-a-doped into coming back. He does lose 1 Mutalisk from that. That's unfortunate. Protoss player here now putting up a few photon cannons to hopefully stop that harassment. He hasn't placed anything at his expansion yet, though, so I would expect Averic to still move around and try to take some from the back. Averic, in the meantime, has put up a 3rd hatchery, trying to get a little bit of an economic advantage. If we take a look at their resource overlay here, I'm going to pull that up right now. Averic has a lot of unutilized minerals, and he's only at 67 of 70 supplies, so the Protoss player right now appears to be ahead in every way. And if we take a look at, let's move back to units. As far as units goes, we've got 1 Zergling left, which I'm guessing is doing scouting somewhere, 8 Mutalisks, 10 Roaches, a couple Queens, while the Protoss player has 12 Zealots, 1 Colossus, 6 Stalkers, Phase Prism, and a couple of Sentries, which is a significantly bigger army than what Averic has. I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with this right now. On the other hand, Averic is ahead on mining. He's got 32 drones, while the Protoss players only got 19. So he does have 18. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing some harassment over here. I noticed that number going down. And apparently Averic took out all of his miners. In the meantime, though, the red Protoss players moving up into Averic's base. Averic could be in some serious trouble here because all of his units, for the most part, are gone, except for a handful of roaches and his queen, which just got killed. Averic is losing units rather quickly. I'm not sure why Red isn't moving more units in to take out this base here. I'm guessing he's trying to deal with this harassment from Averic, which it looks like those photon cannons and the stalkers were able to handle that pretty easily. The problem being right now for the red players that they've only got 7 probes, so they're very, very limited on their resources. It looks like Averic's trying to scramble right now, finally using some of those resources. Although he's still got over 1,400, so not really keeping up with that very well. But he does have a lot of roaches coming out right now, which he may or may not. I don't know this much. This is going to be a much closer battle. He may or may not have enough to deal with this Protoss army. The problem is with all these range units, they can focus fire those roaches down before they can really get a whole lot of damage in. Averic does still have a lot of resource gathering going on, especially this, but if he doesn't protect any of these bases, he's going to lose it really quick. Although he is doing a straight counter right now, basically trading base for base. Although the problem is initially, the Protoss player took out his main, so his whole tech tree is gone. And even if he wanted to produce more units at this point, because he's got the money to do so, he has no tech tree. So he can't produce Zerglings, he can't produce Hydralisks, he can't produce Roaches. It's basically whatever's left for each of these races at this point. Which, fortunately for Averic, the red player is basically stuck with the army he's got as well, because he has hardly any money. We got a few $100s right now, but he's only got 7 probes mining, and his expansion's gone, so all he has left is the minerals that are stuck in between all these photon cannons right now. So if Averic can manage to take out the tech tree here and stem the loss of his army enough that he can go and take out this Protoss army that's encroaching upon his base, then he might be able to pull out a win still here. Taking out the robotics bay as well, the Protoss player is quickly losing their tech tree, although Averic needs to be careful. I don't know if he can take out this Proton cannons. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, he's going straight for the pylon. There's only one pylon powering all of these. Well, I guess there's another one back here that's going to get these two, but that is a lot of cannons to only be powered by one pylon. Going for the second one, he did lose a lot of his roaches there. He no longer has the army he needs to be able to take out the Protoss player, I don't believe. Although all of these photon cannons are now useless because it has no pylon power. It looks like the Protoss player did find one of Averic's hidden expansions, and he's coming around right now to the last one. So I don't see any way that Averic can win this game at this point, despite the fact that he's actually got a lot of money left still and a small army here. Just because the Protoss player has a lot more units than he does. And even if he can manage to take out the buildings, since StarCraft 2 is different, from what I understand, he would have to kill all his buildings and his army to win by default, if the red player is not actually going to leave the game. Oh, apparently the game ended there. I'm guessing Averic gave up because he was so far behind. He didn't say GG or anything, so I'm guessing he just left the game. Bad manners, Averic, bad manners. Anyways, thanks for watching again. My name is Akaya. Check out my channel, SC Battlegrounds, on YouTube, and also feel free to check out any of my blogs. I blog under the tag akaya@starfeeder.com. Anyways, thanks for watching again, and GG.